Hi, my name is Kevin Moore. I am the Curator of Artifacts at the Rutherford B. Hayes Presidential Library and Museums, and we are standing in our Press and the Presidency exhibit. Have you ever wondered when you turn on the TV how you can watch MSNBC and then change the channel to Fox News and find them covering the same event but with completely different outlooks on it? This might seem like something relatively new, maybe a feature of cable news or the social media age, but that is not the case. The media and the presidency has had a very long and complicated relationship for the entire history of our country. Beginning with George Washington's presidency, we saw the country dividing into what was called factions, and each one had what they called an organ or a newspaper, where the Federalists had their own paper and the opposing Democratic Republicans had their own newspaper, and they would spar back and forth with one another. In the 17 and 1800s, the idea that your news is supposed to be fair and objective and revolving around facts didn't exist yet. Most of them were very partisan in nature and almost served a propaganda role. As we move into the 20th century, we see journalism develop into its own discipline, where there are standards and journalistic ethics and looking at things in a very non-biased and dispassionate way. But you still have the editorial column. So some of that partisan heritage still exists in the media today. So if media seems like it's quite divided today, rest assured that this is nothing new. Allow me to provide an example from what we call our wall of spin. And spin is where someone tries to take an article, take an event, and try to slant it to a certain point of view. And so this is from an event that occurred in 1975, where then President Gerald Ford, he was a Republican president facing a Democratic Congress. He decided to veto a bill from Congress that would give federal aid to New York City, which was suffering a budget crisis. We have one headline from the Pennsylvania Courier Express that said Ford will veto Fed bailout of New York City. Pretty straightforward. But if you read the New York Daily News, you read Ford to City, drop dead. And so as you can see, quite a bit of a different tone between two different media outlets. And so our exhibit, Press and the Presidency, is not only about partisanship in the media, but how has technology changed the news media? How have different presidents tried to handle the media? How have some of them responded to criticism in the media? And how have media outlets tried to satirize or parody the president? So it's a very interesting exhibit, and I encourage you to come out at any time to the Rutherford B. Hayes Presidential Library and Museums to check it out.